You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Oh yes! I hope you are ready. There are sports everywhere. They're driving me crazy. There's so much I cannot sleep.
Yes, MLB, NHL, and the NBA. Upsets, records broken, and the NBA is doing their best impression of the NHL. And what the hell is going on with college? How the hell am I the smartest guy in the room? I'm covered a bag of fucking hammers. We'll get into it, amongst other things. So without further ado, let's do the news that we do at DSR2. I am Scrappy, and here is your host, the man, the myth, the legend, Johnny the Blues.
Hey, we are back here for another edition of DSR2 on the most glorious Wednesday here in the day. Perfect weather outside, no humidity, windows are open, the nice breeze is going here. We got lots of stuff going on. We got NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs going on. Our MLB season's roughly just under half over for the season, and Fernando Tatis is my new favorite player. Just stop him, okay? Don't be bitching and whining. Stop him, okay? And what the fuck is wrong with college football as well, too? Jesus Christ. We'll get into that, plus a lot more out there. We are DSR2. All right, guys. So, again, we called it. Don't want to play Portland, man. First round, you don't want to play Portland. Damian Lillard is playing out of his mind. Come across? Logo.
That's an understatement.
Bam!
That's an understatement. He's absolutely killing it right now.
It is up on there again. If you watched the last night out there on there, again, Portland takes care of the Lakers. Game 1 on there. LeBron James' head's about to explode. His hairline is even creeping farther and farther back there. Dude, when you gotta contend with letting Casey Pete and try to bail you out and shoot a three, who is terrible. Danny Green, terrible. Damian Lillard, ungodly good. Logo, swish.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where he's at on the floor. You need to cover him. I'm sorry. You got to have a hand in his grill, and you can kind of contain him a little bit, but he's going to get his. The big problem with LeBron and the Lakers is they can't. This is okay. There's a lot of things that aren't really voting well.
They really don't like him.
Well, this is the problem. They're in the bubble and they're stuck with each other, right? So you're going to have some chemistry issues. But the other real problem is you. Okay, so you get everything. This is all lined up for LeBron to win, right?
Right.
He's got He's got like one of the top 5 players in the league. This is the best guy he's had next to him. All respect to D Wade. This is the best guy he's had player-wise, and they're having issues at getting it done. He had a huge break, a layoff where he could get healthy and all that, which and take the rigors of the season kind of off his legs, and they're still not playing well. There's a lot of things that were set up for him this year. They're the number 1 seed. He's got the brow. He got a break so he could rest up for the playoffs. The Golden State Warriors are out of the picture. All these different things are set up for him, and they still, it's not good. It's not good. Their lack of depth and their lack of chemistry, it's kind of plaguing them right now.
And their best perimeter defender is not playing because he opted out with Avery Bradley.
Right.
So, again, who are you going to guard? There's no one that can guard Lillard right now.
No. Well, they can. They just kind of choose not to. If you watch the NBA, there's not a lot of defense being played in the bubble. They take that 6-foot social distancing thing like literal, I think, when they play. So
they were given the 10-foot distance on there, and it still didn't matter. Boosh.
He can shoot from anywhere, and he's been working on his long range shot. So,
Again,
but it's just ridiculous.
Here's another thing too is, how can you not like Damian Lillard?
Well, yeah,
Comes from a small school.
yeah, we talked about this last week.
Plays in Portland.
Yep.
Says, I ain't leaving. I got unfinished business here.
Yep. Yeah, we talked about this last week.
So again,
Yep.
I've always liked this game on there, but now he's playing like he's in another zone right now, scoring wise out there. But yeah, I mean, I'm loving it.
Yeah. Oh, you got to.
And Orlando, what the hell is Orlando? Orlando had no business beating Milwaukee last night.
No.
Destroying Milwaukee last night.
Well, and that's going to be an issue. I mean, Milwaukee's going to have to get it together. It's the same thing with, with Philly. You got to kind of play within yourself if you expect to win these games. It's just that simple. Philly, for example, you can't have Joel Embiid shooting threes. It just doesn't make any sense. When you're 23-3 when he shoots 3 or less, then you need him to not shoot threes. It's the same thing with Milwaukee. They need to stay within themselves and do what they do, and they just got away from that. And yeah, you're right. They got no business beating. Who the fuck plays for Orlando? Like, be real. Like, how many Orlando jerseys got sold to the fans this season? Like, any? Like, I mean,
I can't name an Orlando player on it.
That's what I'm saying. And they were lucky to stumble into the Eastern Conference.
A young, thin Shaquille O'Neal, Penny Hardaway.
I mean, come on, man. Like, nobody knows who the fuck's on Orlando right now. And so, you've got no business losing to those guys, for sure. But once again, they're their own worst enemy when it comes to that shit. If you don't play within yourself, you're screwed. It's the same thing that Philly does. They got all this talent, but they can't play within themselves. And Boston, who's got guys out left and right, and they're playing. 2 guys on that team maybe that are quality starters, and then everybody else is kind of just a backup, and they're putting it to them. And so, because Philly gets away from their game. And as long as they do that, they can't win. And Milwaukee's going to have that problem, too. If they can't stay within their game, within themselves, in the bubble, they're gone.
Right.
They are gone.
And a turnover.
Jeez Louise.
But then again, I don't like Phil.
I know. I'm not, I'm kind of with you on that at this point. But whatever. I mean, whatever. Anyway, you guys, what the heck just happened? Oh, man. Can't believe that just happened. Guys, go ahead and hit us up on the social media. We're rocking the Twitch channel again. Let me know if we're getting a little jerky or goofy or weird. Because we're supposed to be all fixed up, and that shouldn't be an issue. And if it is, then Twitch is bye-bye before it even started. But, so there. 313-307-5340 is our text line that's also available for you. So feel free to get in on that as well.
And then we got Toronto taking care of the second string of Brooklyn on there. And again, as we said on there, they're up 2-0 on there. They could easily come out of the East here. I mean, the way it is, no real superstars, just nice balance, nice chemistry, and that's what I'm going to say is, again, chemistry works, great coaching.
Well, dude, in this bubble situation, that's what it's going to be all about. Right. Like, they can't leave. They don't have anybody else but each other. They're pinned up with the opponents, even in the same hotels and around each other in the whole 9 yards. And they can't even get any ass. I mean, let's be real. Like, these guys are booty chasing motherfuckers most of the time. Sorry guys, if you didn't know, this is a Detroit Sports Radio Rebels. So get the kids out of the room. We're gonna talk about crazy shit. But the bottom line is they're not even out relieving those negative energies, and they got nothing to get that out. So they're gonna take it out on each other. That's a perfect. So you're either gonna come together or you're gonna blow up. And you're seeing the two polar opposites in the same series right now. Yeah. Right now, Portland's coming together tight, and fucking LA is imploding from the inside out.
Dame's weakened legs.
I mean, so I'm just saying. Oh well, he'll break ankles. I mean, that's all there is to that. But I mean, I don't know. So,
but this is. I mean, you've had literally all day today was just NBA action going on. So again, if you're
it's like being in the NCAA tournament or whatever. It's crazy.
So if you're not working, I hate you. or I'm envious of you.
Yeah, exactly.
With that, but yeah, I mean, you had all day going on there, and it's just like, shoot. So one of the guys at work went to go play you guys had to go play a 14 parlay. Of course, it basically blew up on him.
Nice.
And he'll, of course, blame me because I said, but the only one I said is take Portland on there, and I won that one on there. But I'm like, Milwaukee, come on, it's freaking Orlando. They're terrible. Oops. And the over-under, I think, last night, too, of the one of the games at 2, I think it was 2:15, and it came in at 2:14. Oops. But I think it was one of the games was like over-under was 2:30. I'm like, dude, I'm not touching that.
No. Now, right now, like I said, they are taking these 6-foot social distancing way too literal right now. So you can't do it. You just can't do it. But it's been amazing games, to be honest with you. It's been a nonstop action. I mean, you're getting hockey's been good. Everything's been, the only real debacle has been kind of baseball and how they've been handling things.
And the Big Ten.
Now we might differ on that because I think the Big Ten is the only adult in the room still.
Well, I think the commissioner's the only adult in the room. You've got some of the coaches and players on there that are all whining. Only on really is like 4 teams.
Well, this but this is what it is. Okay,
the commissioner's right.
We talked. About, isn't he the only one in this fucking thing with a goddamn medical degree? So let's like fucking top.
No, actually,
who the fuck?
The president of Michigan, who's basically agreed with them, and the president of Michigan State. Both of them are ophthalmologists.
Thank you.
So they are both infectious disease doctors, and both said yes.
We're not taking.
We're on it.
And guess what? North Carolina said no. We're gonna send people back to class. We're gonna put kids on fucking campus because if we can put kids on campus, we could have football. And guess what the fuck happened?
2 days in,
the same shit we've been telling you before we went on break was gonna happen. It still holds true. I'm sorry. 179 cases or 149, whatever the case, and then they had to quarantine almost 400 students, 380 students
in three dorm facilities.
Dude, come on, guys.
And they just said, Michigan State just told them just stay home and do remote.
Yeah. That's what
Notre Dame said. We're going to do it for 2 weeks and see what happens. Trust me, they ain't going back to school at Notre Dame. Northwestern said, you know what? You can do remotely.
I was on campus at U of T weeks ago. They said there ain't going to be anyone here until January at the earliest if we're fucking lucky.
Right.
So come on, man. And that's in Ohio.
Did you look over the weekend what was going on in freaking northern Georgia, Alabama, Oklahoma State? I mean, come on.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but we're going to get guys to play out there. We're going to maintain the bubble. Remember, your bubble's broken because your bubble's not a bubble.
Yeah, I hate to burst your bubble, but your bubble ain't a bubble because is not a fucking bubble. If you let anybody in or out of there, it isn't a fucking bubble. It's a petri dish. I mean, that's as simple as it is. It goes from a bubble to a petri dish. See, I'm curious how the NBA has done a great job, but now once they get past the first round, now family is going to be allowed into the bubble. Now they're going to have to be strategic about how they handle allowing, new people into the bubble. The NFL is going on like nothing's going on.
Nothing to see here.
And if they don't have some kind of bubble, even if it is a family, they need to be paying attention to these guys. Because if not, you're not going to make it to the Super Bowl.
If the NFL does make it to the playoffs, they said they're going to implement some sort of bubble.
Well, they said the same shit about baseball. Said the same shit. And that's been an unmitigated disaster. That's what I'm saying. Why would you follow MLB's model?
Yeah, well,
I mean, that's the last fucking thing I'm doing is following the MLB model.
Well, again, when you have players going to the casino, and of course,
I mean, come on.
I got into an argument on there. Well, they've been cleared by MLB. And I'm like, no, they didn't. I don't recall anywhere that MLB cleared them. I recall basically the general manager or the assistant general manager of the Cardinals saying, no, they didn't go to the casino.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
That's great. Your own guy says that. No.
They didn't know shit. They told them to act like adults, and they won't.
No.
That's what I'm saying. That's why the NCAA and all these schools piss me off. We have a fucking country of grown-ass fucking men that whine and fucking cry about fucking this, that, and the fucking other thing, and they're not going to fucking do it. And you expect 18 to 22-year-olds to do it? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. You got grown men across the world that will not put a mask on to save their fucking grandma, but you expect all these motherfucking kids to make good decisions?
Yes.
You got fucking professional athletes that get paid millions of fucking dollars that are grown-ass men that go to the script club, and you expect fucking kids to make good decisions? Get the fuck out of here. Of course parents want their kids to play football. How do you think they're getting their fucking mortgages paid? Let's be real. Come on now. I mean, let's be real.
All you gotta do is
None of these little schools that are fucking. How many parents? All these parents. These are the same ones that are fucking screaming and yelling about fucking little Johnny doesn't get to start. These are the same parents that make asses out of themselves at the fucking Pee-wee games and getting in fights with referees. These are the same fucking parents that put all their future on that fucking kid's shoulders and put the burden of the family on a child that's supposedly a student athlete. Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! And fuck you too! Not one of these kids that goes to a little school that has no chance of making that millions, I guarantee you, unless their parents are just fucking sick of their faces, are not pushing them to go to Coronaville.
Yeah. Yeah, Justinville, I want to play. Dude, what do you got to play for? Nothing. You're not winning the national title this year with Ohio State. You're going to be the fourth pick
There isn't a national title for anybody.
Because the NCAA said, no, we're not having a national championship.
I mean, come on.
What the hell is the president of the NCAA doing?
We're
We're not going to have a national championship. Dude, what good is the NCAA? All they do is they have a tournament for basketball,
right,
and that's it. They don't set up the national championship playoff for football.
Right.
No, that's all out. That's TV money.
Yep. Well, that's the whole
They
thing.
don't crown that. They don't do anything. They're all get. What do you do? Oh, we'll set up a basketball thing, and if you're bad and we catch you at it, we're going to slap you on the wrist or throw you against the wall. If you're a small school, we'll throw you the death penalty on you. If you're a big school, don't do it again, Johnny.
Right. Well, it's just a joke. The NCAA is it's like the Olympic Committee.
And then these clowns out there say, well, they should leave the Big Ten. Good luck on that one. Oh, we're going to play our own. Well, who's going to watch?
It doesn't matter. You fucking can't. You're locked into contracts and shit, you dumb motherfucker. Take the shit to court, you idiot, and it'll be figured out in 2024. And how's your season then, you dipshit? You're locked into fucking contracts. You sign these deals to make millions of fucking dollars, and you ain't giving the kids shit. And then you want to throw them on the fucking court or the field so you can still get your goddamn money? Fuck you. But now you want to run and go somewhere else because one motherfucker's smart enough to save the children? Hashtag that mother-fucker. Come on. Come on!
I went down the rabbit hole of Twitter on it, and I expect they'll sue the Big Ten. They're gonna lose.
Yeah, they're gonna lose. Who are they fucking suing when their kids get fucking
they got
sick?
TV contracts. Well, yeah, with the Big Ten. Guess who owns the Big Ten? The Big Ten.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Fox owns 49%, but who owns 51%? The Big Ten.
Yeah.
You're not getting your game on TV. Your local your local radio network's gonna do it. Great.
Sweet. What do you get for that? Nothing. What do you get? What do you get for that? A bunch of T-shirts and a mug? What do you get? Some koozies or something? What the fuck do you get for that?
A basket of Timbits from Tim Hortons.
I mean, you don't get shit. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, good luck trying to sue your guy with that. All of a sudden, they'll just show the contract saying, "No, see, here it is."
God, it's so fucking people. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. You know who's doing that shit? It's people that are just writers. They need something to fucking write about.
No, it's these stupid fans.
Well,
yeah, and oh my god, and of course,
fans always have dumbass opinions because they don't have all the fucking information.
So, and then you try to debate the fans with facts, and then you get blocked on Twitter,
dude. Well, we're fans, but the thing is
like I did, and I'm proud of it.
You
blocked me, yay! Mission accomplished.
It's just Come on, man. When writers need shit to click on, that's the fucking problem. They're perpetuating that shit with the fans by giving bad information because this is editorial pieces. This isn't factual reporting. They're not going, the reason why this is and this is and this is and this can't be is because of this, this, and this. They are not doing that. They are writing opinion pieces to get fucking clicks. This is not about fucking reporting actual facts or news. This is sports drama. It is sports soap opera. That's what this is. It's the same thing as our podcast, but at least we'll take a couple of seconds to acknowledge the fact that there are certain fucking things that you just can't get around.
Well, that's the one thing I'll
no matter how much you want this, and this. How many times have we had a crazy idea we thought would be great, but then we had to say, but that'll never fucking happen because
that's
of this, and this.
And I'm going to give it the Pac-12 commissioner, I think it was Larry Scott, who basically said the same thing. We're not doing. Oh, by the way, here's a 12-page report on it.
Right.
You want to refer to it? Read that. If you got any other questions, give me a call. Right. But refer to the 12-page report I just gave you guys.
Yep.
It explains everything.
Absolutely. But whatever. It's nonsense to me. Do I want them to play college football? Fuck yeah, dude. I love college football on Saturdays. There's nothing else going on in the fall. I want football. I also want football. Like, you can't just force it in there. You can't just put them on the field and say, hey, we got football, because before you know it, you ain't going to have football. And
yeah, you got the ADs and the coaches all bitching about it, but the chancellors and the presidents of the universities all said, hey, shut it down.
Yep. Yeah.
Because again, we're worried about the understanding of what it is, the student athlete, which is all.
Well, it's a bunch of bullshit.
But again, you can't have kids dying.
No.
And you can't have a kid get on there and have lifelong concerns because you didn't do your due diligence.
Yep. And that's the whole thing.
Then
Where's the lawsuit in that?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You're worried about fucking suing the Big Ten over not playing. Well, what are the potential lawsuits down the road? What about 15, 20 years from now?
You know what, the Big 12, the SEC and ACC, guess what? There's still, 6 weeks or 5 weeks to go before we get the first game? They ain't making it.
No, I'm telling you that. North Carolina was a perfect example of what's going to happen if they try this shit.
Right.
They put kids on campus, and it fucking imploded. So you're not, we have our bubble, they'll be safer there. Bullshit. It's
Rutgers had 30 kids test positive before you shut it down.
It's the same shit with Bama, right? Saban comes out and says, well, they're safer in our bubble. If they're outside the bubble, the contagion rate's 10%. It's 10% because you motherfuckers are irresponsible. That's why it's that high. And if you think putting them in a fucking bubble is going to save them, you're on crack.
Yeah.
You're on crack. Because your bubble, I hate to burst your bubble, but your bubble ain't a bubble.
Right.
It's going to get popped.
And you're going to make that for kids who basically aren't getting paid.
They're not getting shit.
Right.
They're not even getting their normal education right now.
No.
So don't start talking about, the scholarship and the money and the school and the education, because what? They're sitting at home on a fucking tablet.
Right.
Now. So I'm not hearing that shit. They're all going to have to go to remote learning. We got another, it's not, guys, why can't we just stand down for one fucking year so we can have it right, so that it can be safe? We'll figure it out. Testing and treatment and how we handle this is all getting better. Eventually it will get better, because I'm going to tell you what, any shot that they come up with is not going to be the cure. It will not be a cure. The shit won't go away. It's not the flu. Have they cured the flu?
No.
They are not going to cure this.
Nope.
So we need to have a foundation of just better everything. Treatment, how we deal with it. Just look at the difference, right? We still don't have a shot for it. We still have nothing for it.
We don't even have a reliable, fast testing yet for it.
So, but things have come a long way in a little bit of time.
Right.
We know how to treat it better, so we're not using ventilators like we used to because we treat it better. We don't have the mortality rate that we had because we're treating it better. So all of those things, the treatments, the vaccines, all that stuff is going to come over time, and it's going to get better. Guys, we're living with Corona from here on out. I don't care if you like it. I'm sorry if I hurt your fucking feelings or busted your bubble, but it's not going away. We are going to have Corona season like we had fucking flu season, and you're just going to have to understand that until we can get control of this fucking thing, we can't go back. So you stand down for a fucking year. This is college. This is not grown folks getting paid millions of dollars and making a decision that it's worth it. These are kids that get nothing that are being forced to play, not necessarily forced, but, put in a bad situation. Because these kids want to play. Let's not get it twisted. The players want to play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But my kids want to, do a lot of dumb shit they shouldn't be doing. So, it's up to the adults in the world to kind of make sure they don't do stupid shit. And when you're talking about a liability of this magnitude, what in the fuck are they supposed to do? Do you want to have college football ever? Because let's say everybody says, fuck it. Let's just play college football. And then you have outbreaks throughout every fucking league across the fucking country. And then 20 years from now, all them kids are grown up and have heart fucking problems. And they sue the NCAA, every fucking university, every university head, everybody that said it was okay to play fucking sports. Do you think that there will be fucking college sports after that?
No.
Then what the fuck are we doing? If your only motivation is selfish, I want fucking football, I just killed that for you right fucking there.
Right.
Come on. What's your fucking argument? I'd love to hear it.
I'd
love to fucking hear it.
If you're a selfish fan,
5340.
guess what? Go out and goddamn rake your lawn in the fall, okay?
Fucking hey, get a hobby. Like the NFL's going to be playing. Watch that fucking
pick up a gallon of cider, some donuts, and go out to the park or out to the woods somewhere. Go for a walk.
And then just wait 2 weeks for the NFL. Because they'll be right behind college football.
Guess what? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And watch what happens. And they're in an actual bubble, they're not, but they have more likelihood to have an actual bubble if they choose to do that. If they choose to do like the NBA, put 150 million into their bubble, and that is the bomb diggity bubble. So if this ever happens again, this is the model. And these guys, everybody needs to follow it.
This is the model. The NHL's the model.
Yeah, they got it. MLB, NFL, I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. NCAA, I don't know what the hell you guys are thinking. Guys, you got to stop with this shit. You're taking this virus and making it political. It's fucking stupid. The virus doesn't give a fuck if you're red or blue.
No.
The virus doesn't give a fuck if you're black or white. The virus doesn't give a fuck if you're fucking male or female, young or old. It doesn't fucking care.
Right.
It's like the fucking Terminator. It ain't fucking stopping it. It doesn't give a fuck who you are. Let's be real. Come on, guys. Let's be fucking real.
Now California has their first case of bubonic plague in 5 years.
They've already had one, but there was one not that long ago, and it wasn't even in California.
There's a whole case of them on there. They have to shut down cities in China because it's bad.
Yeah. Yep.
Trust me. You know what? Again, Corona's bad, but you don't want the bubonic plague.
But that's my whole fucking point. But we have something for that. We can fight that off. We've dealt with it before.
That's simple antibiotics now.
Right. But
so you're not going to kill a third of the world's population.
That's what I'm saying. And eventually we'll get there with fucking Corona, too. But it's like the stupid ad that's going... I love the new ad that's going around here. Man, I got the Rona. Now I can't go to my grandparents' thing. I met up with the Rona, and now I can't go to this, and I can't do that. I met up with the Rona, and I can't do this and do that. Yeah, motherfucker, that's what's going to happen. Y'all going to meet up with the Rona, and all the shit you want to do, you'll never be able to do. All the shit you want to happen won't ever be able to happen because you're fucking hooking up with the Rona. Let's be real here.
You want to kill Grandma and Grandpa?
Obviously, motherfucker don't want to wear their shit and do their thing and act right. It's not hard. Wash your fucking hands. Shit like that. See, if we can't do it as a society, but you expect, these campuses to do it, when their guard is going to be let down because they think this bubble's for real. If you look at the NBA, the motherfuckers still wear the masks, and they were just playing ball together.
Right.
So they're not letting their guard down. You've seen the few, obviously, incidents exception, but... overall, their guard is not being let down. And you look.
Well, look, the NHL had all these guys come all across the globe, and they tested. And how many did test positive?
Right.
None.
Yeah, because, what happens is anybody that had symptoms or thought they did, they didn't go. They waited and they quarantined and they did the right thing and they were acting like adults. And that's fine. But everybody's politicized this shit is the problem. So when this virus has been politicized and that person is in your bubble ain't a bubble no more.
Bubble ain't a bubble because your bubble don't burst.
Yeah, I mean, it's that. I'm sorry, it's that simple. You know, if you have one bad apple, it will spoil the bunch. If I've got 28 guys on my job site and everybody's working a shitty, hot, crappy fucking job that day, and one guy cries and bitches all fucking day, you're gonna have 25 fucking other malcontents. You know what I'm saying? It will spread. And this is the same thing. If you got one fucking guy that lets his guard down and acts like an idiot, then he'll take 2 guys with him. They'll take 2 guys with them. And before you know it, the whole fucking, even the people that refuse to be part of that idiocy will be fucking a victim.
Right.
And that's what's happening here. It was proven on campus and it will continue to be proven. And Nick Saban can say whatever the fuck he wants, but dude, your state is fucked right now because of this shit. Because they believe the same ignorant shit you're saying. So don't tell me that you can go on campus and they're safer there. Because they're not. They're not safer there than at home. No. Don't tell me that shit. If they're making bad decisions at home, they'll make them bad decisions there. Let's be real. You can't watch them and hold their hand all day long, 24/7. It's mind-boggling. But people that are making these arguments have vested interest.
Right.
They want to make their money. That's what this is about. Period. Give me one other reason why you would even risk it.
There's not. I mean, they talked about today. Krzyzewski talked about we got to have an NCAA tournament this year, and again, he played himself. Well, at least he was honest about money.
Yeah.
I mean, again, the amount of money they generates for the NCAA was fine. But, dude, you're not playing basketball until January at the earliest.
Right. Well, you guys are going to have to understand this, that there's no amount of money that's going to fix this. So getting back and, and then if you have to shave certain things and get rid of certain things and then build back to it, then you have to build back to it. I don't know what else to tell you. If you've got to cut all the sports that make no money until you can start generating revenue and slowly bringing these sports back, then that's what you have to do.
Right.
Okay? So if you have to change your model back, because the NCAA didn't just wake up and bam, had all these sports and all this shit. This was all grown over time.
Right.
So if it dwindles away, you will grow it back over time. But people will need this instant gratification because why? Fucking money. There's no other reason.
Yeah, if you're a Power 5 conference on there, and you've got a Power 5 or a Power football team and a Power basketball team, it's money. But if you don't, I mean, again, if you're look, the small schools said, forget it. Division 2, Division 3, we're shutting down.
Right.
Done. All fall sports, done.
Yeah.
That's the way to, I don't know. University of Connecticut, it's in the ACC, it said, no, we're done. We're not playing. I'm surprised Boston College is playing, too, in the ACC. So I'm surprised Notre Dame's playing. Notre Dame right now is getting, they shut the school down for 2 weeks. How much want to bet they don't go back to school?
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. No, they're not going. They're not going back. None of those, the Ivy Leagues ain't going back. I mean, none of these schools are going back right now. They've already made their decisions long ago. It's just we're putting that to the wayside.
Yeah, they're not going back. They're doing
your beloved Big Ten is,
and they're doing things remotely, but they ain't giving anybody a break on the damn tuition.
No, they're not. But they're not, they canceled all their shit long time ago. That's what I'm saying. All this other stuff, but they're not. They don't have those motivations, right? Because the Ivy League schools, as much as they get their money contracts and whatever, a good portion of their money comes from tuition. So they will be fine on their tuition, and they'll be able to get back to it.
Trust me.
So they're not.
The Ivy League's not making any money playing on sports.
Right.
So they're making money on tuition. They're making money on grants because of all the damn research they do.
Right.
And they're getting money from donors because they're the Ivy League and everybody's rich.
And they canceled their shit a long time ago. Why? Because they're not motivated by those millions of TV dollars.
Right.
It's that fucking simple, guys. God damn.
I mean, on the good news, though, by probably the end of this weekend, the Canadian teams will be all eliminated from the NHL.
Canada Mike's not going to like to hear that. I was talking to our friend.
I mean, you got Vancouver. Well, Vancouver might be still in it because they're tied 2-2 with St. Louis. Montreal's down 3-1, so thanks for playing.
Hey,
Let's see here. And then Calgary is down 3-2 to Dallas. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for playing.
Thanks for playing.
Thanks for hosting.
Yeah.
But none of your teams are making it past this first round.
Jesus.
And the good news is Pittsburgh and Toronto did not get, or Edmonton did not get the first pick overall. It was the Rangers, which is still bullshit.
It's a bunch of bullshit.
Isn't tomorrow night they're going to do the draft lottery for the NBA?
Oh, is it? Is it tomorrow?
I think tomorrow.
Oh wow, okay. I've been so into these games, like I'm watching the NCAA tournament, that I couldn't even tell you. And
Boston's just housing them.
I mean, Boston's putting it to them, 100 points, and they just started the fourth essentially. This is crazy. But this is like what we talked about. Some teams are going to come together, being in that bubble, and some are not. A little watch it with us. We got the Philly.
Does Philly blow it up and say, "Listen, this ain't working"?
Oh, dude,
because this is what year 3 with everybody there, and it just ain't working.
Dude,
NBA is just not.
To me, look, they had every opportunity to get this thing right.
They just drafted,
and they just can't do it. I think nothing's going to change in that, and who cares? Like, we just have to just look at Philly and say, you know what? Who fucking cares?
The process, I trust the process. Problem is, you didn't have the right guy to deal with it, drafting in the process.
I don't trust the process because nobody has ever tanked again and then won. It doesn't happen that way. You draft when you do when you have a bad year, you draft well, and then you work your way up, and then you sign a free agent or two, and you become a contender. You know what I'm saying? Or you are bad enough that you get a high pick, you get a great player, and then you build around that. You don't ever have a series of tanking to get picks and then get in here. It just doesn't work. So I don't necessarily trust the system that they used, and they sure as fuck didn't have the right people.
No, it's not going to work on there. And again, for like the Lakers got to win this year because that's it.
They're not going to win this year.
No, they're not going to.
They're not going to win this year,
and they're definitely not going to win next year because guess who's going to be back?
Well, yeah, you're going to have
Golden State's back,
yeah,
and they're going to have basically everybody's healthy,
right,
and they're going to end up with probably a top 5 pick.
Right. So I would fully expect a big turnaround from them. But once again, that's what I said, man. It's crazy because the West isn't as strong as it used to be. You had the break time. You've got the Brow. You've got a lot of things going for it. Now, I know they lost a couple of guys, but this was set up for LeBron to get his championship. I don't think they get out of I'll be rooting for Portland, and I still think I still think they're going to pull off
Portland in there.
But I think it's just going to be too much for them. And by the time they get to a team like the Clippers,
right,
it's just too much.
No.
There's just no way. I don't know.
Well, again, because say they beat Portland on there, and somehow Utah pulls the upset of Denver on there. Do they make it past Utah? I don't even know if they can make it past Utah.
Well, yeah, if Utah gets all their guys and they stay healthy, and you keep seeing this kind of steady play from them, yeah, I mean, I mean, it's not going to be easy, that's for sure. So they don't have anybody. I mean, Kuzma tries really hard, but he's just not impressive at all.
Right.
And so like, and LeBron, he needs to be Kobe, not Magic. I mean, they're never gonna. Right. He can triple double until the fucking cows come home. They'll never win like that.
He needs to basically take it over.
So
and again, Kobe's now what?
And then and then the Brow, like, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder why he's even in the fourth quarter.
Right.
I mean, he plays a great first 3 quarters, but you get to the fourth quarter and the fucker's disappears.
Right.
And that's when LeBron needs to. If LeBron goes full Kobe in the fourth quarter, then we have a different conversation here, maybe, because the Brow that but I don't know. LA just the fact that they're the number one seed is in the West is weird to me. Just looking at what we're seeing now, it's like, yes, it seems night and day from what we saw in the early, pre-COVID or whatever.
Right.
Because they just look like shit.
Yeah.
The quality of play doesn't look really good. They're discombobulated. Kuzma tries so damn hard, but he can't make a layup sometimes. And it's like, and I'm not knocking his talent. He's good, and he's gonna be good, really good, because he's a young yet, and I think he will be really good. But like, I feel it's a chemistry issue more than an issue, but it's kind of manifesting itself in bad play. And so I don't know, dude. It was fun to watch him go down and burn. I stayed up till 1 in the goddamn morning to see that shit. And I'm gonna do it again tomorrow.
And again, as much as I love Luka Doncic, I mean, problem is I don't know if Luka plays any defense. And again, he's going to be going against Kawhi, who plays great defense.
Yeah, but this is the thing, Porzingis and all them guys. If everybody stays, don't sleep on the Mavs, dude. Don't sleep on the Mavs.
It's a great series to watch. Yes,
because a homeboy fouled out, and that changed the complexion of that game. And those were pretty ticky-tack. Other than him running in and escalating that, I get the second one.
Right.
But the first one for the fist bump, that's stupid.
That was ticky-tack.
That's the dumbest technique I've ever seen. He went like this, and they gave him a tech. He didn't point it at anybody. He wasn't facing anybody. He didn't say anything, or he just pumped his fist in out of, frustration and energy and
again, there's nothing. Dallas is probably about a year away to be really, really good.
Well, that's the key. I think a year under the belt, maybe a key secondary player that we're not seeing. Kind of remember when the Pistons kind of did the market thing, right? The Dantley for Aguirre kind of thing, and everybody's kind of like, and whatever. But in the end, it proved to be the tipping point for a championship. So I think that's kind of where they're at, where they're good, and then they get to a tipping point where they can be a contender. But in the West, it's going to be hard. So, but I mean, like you said, I don't expect LA to necessarily be a top 3 seed next year. They could be 4 or 5 next year, unless they do something drastic.
Yeah, because LeBron, again, he's. I mean, another year older, he may not be a top 3 player next year.
I mean, he's barely.
He's got to get to the Lakers got to get to the point where LeBron is not going to be the best player on the team that they need the next. Because again, LeBron he's going to be 36.
Well, that's why they got the Brow. He's supposed to be the best guy on the fucking team. But then you get to the fourth quarter and he fucking checks out.
I know.
I mean, look at his numbers. He plays the first 3 quarters good, and that's going to be the key in this bubble. I think is finishing quarters, and not just the quarter, but every quarter.
I think New Orleans won on that trade because I
agree because now they got Zion,
right,
and I think if they can get Zion to drop a few lbs
and he even
get
said,
serious,
I've got to get to the point where I got to work on my body,
right,
so I can have a long term.
If he gets serious about that, because this is a fucked up year. So let's just be real. Injuries, not a lot of time to play, then the COVID, and yada, yada, yada. Especially after the goofy year he had at Duke. He just didn't. So if he can get off the ground next year good and comes in with his body on point, then yeah, I think that they did make out on that deal.
Yeah, from 285 to around 250, and he could be done.
God, that guy would be a fucking animal. Because he is athletic as hell for a guy that size. I mean, he is super athletic. So yeah, if he dropped it down and he was in that $150 and he was that'd be or 250. I mean, yeah, that'd be amazing. Yeah, I think
because I think again he's so explosive and his basketball IQ is very high.
Right.
But that's why I said Dallas about a year away. Luka Doncic again is freaking Larry Bird reincarnated.
Yeah, I mean he is. Even with the grit, he's been playing with the sore ankle and all that, and I think you're on that. I like watching him play. I think we got a lot of good. We were talking about Damian Lillard. I like watching him play. There's a lot of good, a lot of stuff to watch for the NBA.
I mean, and don't forget, this is like 25 years old.
I know, yeah. And he can shoot from anywhere, and
know.
he can
He's
inside.
Dirk Nowitzki again.
Yeah,
All they did was say, Dirk retires, and we're going to sucker the Knicks out of it and bring him in here, and he's he's Dirk.
Yep, basically, yeah. Yep.
Rebound, I do from anywhere.
Yeah. I love his energy too. I mean, he's all about it. And, and you see him get in the mix with some of the messes with his boys, and yeah, it cost him a T, but I like that energy and that grit and that camaraderie that brings when you have a guy like that on your team. So yeah, he's I'm all about it. I'm all about it, as they say. Holy shit. All right, into the text line 305 53 307 5340. Are you gonna have an aneurysm live on the internet? I might do that one day. Thank you.
But you know what? Well, all we have to do is say tune in. Maybe you'll see it.
Yes, exactly. We'll be back next week for more of this shit. Also, another unnamed texter from the 213. If the ADs and the coaches and the players all want to play, why are we not playing? I think we covered that. I know I can't get to these as they come all the time.
Because the presidents and the chancellors and the Big Ten commissioner are maybe just a little bit smarter.
Yeah, it's just a safety thing, guys. And I,
it's a liability thing, too.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Even my regular day job was like, okay, they surveyed everybody, asked them would they be all right with like multiple people in vehicles, right? Because we have our own vehicles now because they don't want us because of social distancing. So now we're all in separate vehicles. But then they asked if we would mind riding in vehicles together, and it's like sure, but they've told us originally that they're going to put like barriers up and do all these different safety things, and so some of us, not everybody, but some people, and this is like an anonymous thing, I do believe. Said, yeah, sure, we would if you put safety precautions in there. Well, so then they decided that you could ride together, but they weren't going to put the safety precautions in place. This waiver.
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about. Is like, we don't really care what happens to you, but if you want to do this, sure, go ahead, sign this waiver. Because if we did care, we'd put all these safety things in place, and we wouldn't allow you to do that. But instead, we're not going to. We're going to allow you to do it, but sign this waiver.
Right.
And that's what's going on here, man. So unless because they have to mitigate their liability. I mean, if something happened and they got sued, the company would be gone. So same thing with the NCAA. It's the same thing with the Big Ten and the Pac-12. If this becomes a huge liability, especially down the road, you may never see that shit. They could all be abolished and gone. Instead of having college sports, you just have some pros. In like an AAU setup essentially for all of sports beyond
the new XFL.
The high school. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just a mess. Oh, wait till you find out Vince McMahon is like the executive vice president of the new XFL.
Is he?
No, but you'll find that out. I'm just telling you, it's gonna happen. Watch. What? I'm saying. I mean, The Rock and his ex-wife, are the ones that fucking bought it.
Right.
So let's come on now. But I mean that's that kind of thing. It's all about liability. That's why they can't play. That's why they're not playing now. That's why there's stuff going on. And I'm not sure what state you're in, but you guys know that there have been flare-ups on campus in most states that allow people in, not just the states that aren't hit.
Right.
Even if you go to like Iowa and stuff like that, they're starting to have bigger cases, and if you put cats on campus, you will have the same problems. So let's just break it down to, I don't have to scream and yell and have my aneurysm and that crazy stuff, but that's what makes the show fun. That's why I do the stupid shit. But it would be boring to just say, well, they can't play because all of the issue. Next subject. Because that's really ends the story. It's a liability issue. That is absolutely the bottom line. As much as money is motivating people that want to play, it's also motivating them not to play. Okay? It is. Put it under the guise of health and all that stuff, which is true. That it is safer, healthier option to not play right now. But that's not really their motivation. It's being real. I mean, they don't want it. Once again, mitigating liability. It's about money. If you want to know why they make any decision ever in the history of anything, just follow the fucking money. And I'm telling you, the lawsuits that would come up if there was an outbreak and then there happened to be long-term negative effects to those athletes for that would be astronomical. It would just be insane. All those class action lawsuits that you hear for like talcum powder and all this other shit.
You would see numerous law firms.
It would pale.
Have you played NCAA football? Have you come down with the COVID?
That shit would pale in comparison to what would happen with this. It wouldn't be shit. I mean,
were you an altar boy and assaulted by a priest?
Right.
Yeah, I was an altar boy, but
what about the Boy Scouts one?
Yeah,
the Boy Scouts one's out there. So, like, come on now.
I was both, and I didn't get hit on.
You must not have been that attractive to
Well,
them.
they were probably scared of me. I kicked the shit out of you.
I kick you in the ding-ding.
I will the crap out of you. I will curb stomp. Just American history's pal.
Yeah. But it's, that's all about power and manipulation. So, and but that's my whole thing, man, is I feel that's the same kind of thing. You're trying to, manipulate the system and try to get this stuff played. It's just it's not worth it. So we will always, because we have no financial stake in this either way, and we just want the games to be played from a purely entertainment standpoint, but we'll always tell you straight up how it is from the way we see it.
Yes.
I would not do it because of a medical thing. They're not going to do it because of a liability thing, and everybody that wants it to happen is because of their fucking paycheck. So...
Well, then you got Boston Bruin goalie Tuukka Rask said, "I'm opting out.
Well,
I'm done."
And people are getting mad about it, but I'm going to tell you why this guy opted out. Okay, he's got a wife with a brand new baby at home.
Right.
Postpartum's a real fucking thing.
Right.
And he's been gone for a while. And if he's going to be gone, continue to be gone, that's going to be a huge strain on his family. And it's a mental health issue, and it's real. So.
That's exactly, he opted out on it because it is real. He won't say it, but we all know.
Nor should he.
But we all know. I mean, again, dude, it's freaking his day. The reason why he did it.
Right.
He doesn't need to say it, dude. Read the lines.
Yep.
It's there.
And you know what? And he shouldn't say it. That's it. Why would you put your wife on blast like that? You don't say that shit.
No.
And you know that she's calling him. They're having correspondence, and she's losing her mind, and he's on the other end, like melting down because he can't be there or do anything.
Right.
And that helplessness. So, how many starts is he gonna get? Like, let's be real. Is he gonna start one more game, maybe in the series?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's their backup right now.
Well, he was a starter on it, but they put on it.
But he's been the backup lately.
He's been the backup.
He's been the backup. In the bubble, he's been the backup. He's played one fucking game. He's played one game. So, if he's going to put 2 more games, is it worth it?
No.
I mean, he's still going to get a ring. He's still going to get a cup.
Right.
So, at this point, what is it? A few $100,000 off his contract because he doesn't play? I mean, are they even going to do that? I don't know.
I agree. And again, I'm going to support him because we all know what the reason is. And you know what? Mike Milbury's like, Mike Milbury, you're a fucking meathead. Fuck off. You destroyed 2 franchises, already. So, you know what? I'm going to believe you. Dude, you went into the stands, pulled the guy down with your stick, and beat him with the shoe he threw at you. Which is, again, one of the greatest brawls of all time. 1979, Madison Square Garden. The Bruins are beating up on the Rangers, and a fan reached over the glass and punched somebody. And he doesn't say Mike Milbury was one of the guys who went upstairs, and the guy threw his shoe at him. So Milbury pulled the stick, tripped him, and started beating him with the shoe he threw at him. But, dude, you destroyed the Islanders drafting Garth Snow, for God's sake.
But once again,
you're a meathead.
But if you're in this thing, in this crazy bubble with this crazy world that we're in, and you feel, I don't care if you can't handle it. If the bubble is too much for you, if the concern for your family outside the bubble is too much for you, they put that in place for a reason. You can opt out. Like, how can you blame somebody for having those kind of feelings? I always got mad at that stuff. It's the same thing. Oh, if you're afraid to go out in COVID, then you should just... Dude, why would you say that to somebody who has an honest-to-God anxiety, fear, of health, and mortality when it comes to something? Why would you... What kind of human being are you?
Taking care of his family is first priority.
Always.
And again, dude.
It's family first, no matter what, dude. It's always family first to me, no matter what. I don't care. When I was a boss at my old fucking job, and even if it fucked me that you couldn't be there, you had to leave or you had to run out or whatever, dude, go. Family first. This job is just a fucking job. Go and deal with your family. You cannot replace a life or a family or an issue like that. And I just... people that are blaming it, once again, it's all about just entertain me and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And there's got to be... we're like that. We've openly admitted it. We don't give a shit. Just entertain me. But this is something completely different.
Right.
We're talking about mental health, physical health, well-being of the family. All that shit is always going to trump playing a fucking game.
Right. We got that on there. And then, so we, if Boston doesn't like you want to play hockey next year, trust me, we'll take you here in Detroit.
Right.
We need a goalie bad.
All right.
And we'll support you on it, no matter what, on this one. We're going to take a quick break here. We got plenty still to talk about on there as we go along. So we'll be back in a few minutes. We are DSR2 Studio 57 Radio.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Party people, this is the original Doc Ice, and you are definitely listening to Studio 57 Radio. And if Studio 57 Radio isn't on, then your radio ain't really on. Check that.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for ground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Hey everybody, Scrappy here to tell you about the show. Hang with me as I bring the world of entertainment with great celebrity interviews, awesome games with wonderful prizes. Also, we've got the biggest library of underground hip-hop of any station on the net. You mix in a little up comms text line so your voice can be... You got a pretty good little show. But listener-controlled programming? Yeah, you heard me. The listener-controlled program where your guide what makes it on the air, and now you've got the greatest show ever created. So join my show, your show, our show, the people's show, that radio show, in every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, only here on Studio 57 Radio.
Hey everybody, this is your boy Big D, here to tell you about Mark for Life Tattoos. Guys, this place is the cleanest, most laid-back studio in Metro Detroit, and the art is top-notch. And if you're like me from the D, you need to stop in on Fridays for that day English D for only $20. Interested in tattoos? Mark for Life does body piercings. Mark for Life is located at 2533 Van Dyke in Warren. The guys are there 7 days a week from 9. So give them a call at 757-2222. That's 586-757-2222. Tell them Studio 57 sent you 20% off. So what are you waiting for? Call them now.
Hey everybody, Smokey here to tell you about Allstate Tire. With winter fast approaching, the most important thing between you and the road is your tires. So don't put your safety in just anybody's hands. To Allstate Tire. With new and quality used tires available, you can trust Allstate Tire for all your tire needs. You can visit them at 14208 9 Mile Road in Warren, or give them a call at 586-779-8759. Allstate Tire, your source for quality new and used tires.
What's happening, everybody? Scrappy here to tell you about Love and Life Club. Love and Life Club is a social networking club that's located at 19960 James Cousins. That's a large service drive between 7 and 8 Mile Road in the D. You need to stop in for $5 Fridays for great music, food, and drinks. I personally recommend the chicken. Love and Life Club is also available for rental for bachelor parties, wedding receptions, or any party for that matter. For more information, log on to www.loveandlifeclub.com. That's loveandlifeclub.com, or call D at 313-999-2824. That's 313-999-2824. That's Love and Life Club. If you love and life, you need to be in the club.
We are taking over this broadcast for the underground.
Studio 57 Radio Original. You know when you hear that sound, you're gonna have a good time, cause that's the sound of the Ultimate Underground live concert cast from the Detroit area. We go to the most famous, or should I say, infamous venues in the D and bring the underground music scene from the streets to your computer like nobody else can. There's only one catch. You never know when and where the Ultimate Underground is gonna take over a broadcast. So you need to stay tuned to Studio 57 Radio all day, every day, for clues on when and where the next Ultimate Underground may happen. Now there's no other station on the net here to give you this live webcast of some of the hottest artists in the D. That's the Ultimate Underground live on your home for hip-hop, rock and metal, Studio 57 Radio, baby.
Goodbye.
You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57 serving streets of D. Recording, mixing, mastering beats. We do to keep you hot streets. You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57 serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering beats. We do.
Studio 57 is a 32 digital recording studio that utilizes
Cool Edit, Pro Short, AK Sennheiser, Yamaha, Korg, Mackie, Boss, Ibanez, Fender, Fruity Loops, and many more to make your music pop.
experienced and friendly engineers make Studio 57 feel like you're home away from home. With beat creation, mixed media conversion, and DJs for any event, Studio 57 Record, your one-stop shop for all your music intimates. We have online bill pay and flexible schedules. That makes Studio 57 the place to be. For more information, visit Studio57Records with a Z.com. That's www.studio57RECORDZ.com. Or call us at 586-420-3390. That's 6-420-3390. Or log on to Studio50recs.com. And just remember one thing.
Get what you want, cause we got what you need. 57 serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering on great beats. We do to keep you hot on the streets. You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57 serving streets D. Recording, mixing, mastering on great beats. We do hot on the streets.
Party people, this is the original Doc Ice, and you are definitely listening to Studio 57 Radio. And if Studio 57 Radio isn't on, then radio ain't really on. Check.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Ooh, welcome. I hope you guys are having fun, you're staying safe, and enjoying all this great playoff sports. We got hockey, we got NBA, and MLB's got a little something going on, and they're about halfway through that season, so we're going to do that a whole lot more in the second hour of DSR2. We'll watch it with us as Boston is put it to Philly. There's another game coming on in just about these.
Not bad. Alrighty, so again, as we said here, we'll get into a little bit of some NFL action going on there. What's coming up there? ESPN has announced their new Monday Night Crew. God help us all. And then again, Fernando Tatis Jr. is my hero. Just stop him. Don't bitch about it. Don't whine about it. Don't throw a meatball down the damn plate when you got an 0-3 count him. Dude, if you didn't want him to hit it, frickin' strike him out or walk. Just walk him.
I'm telling you, play the game.
Dude, you throw it down the pipe. What do you want him to do?
We play to win the game.
He's a second-year player. Screw it. Don't tell me your unwritten rules. Bullshit. Don't let him get a hit.
I hate that shit. Come on, man. He's out there balling. You're playing. You're raking. He's doing whatever. I'm supposed to hold back because we're already whooping your ass? I don't think so, dude. Why don't we just put fucking mercy rules in then? You fucking. Yeah. I mean, I just never got that shit. It never made any sense to me. I don't know. Everybody's different, but this never made sense to me.
Just stop him.
Just stop him. You don't like him? Stop him.
We're just halfway through the season on there. What was the over-under? Was like 15 home runs for the leader through 60. Well, it's probably going to be closer to 25. Mike Trout's already got 10 home runs. Mookie Betts got 9. Judge's 9. Senator from Baltimore's got as well. So, yeah, I think on there. So, RBIs. Fernando Tatis Jr., 28 RBIs. All right. We guys hit over 400. Charlie Benton and DJ LeMahieu are both hitting over 400. And again, it's not going to count. It's 60 games, not 150 games. It's 62 games. It's 60 games. You mean bad 400? Yeah, but no. With it on there. And again, a lot of on there that normally would suck. Baltimore might make the playoffs. They're 12-12. They were terrible last year. God awful. The only team worse than them, I think, was us.
Yeah.
And we're in a terrible lose streak on there as well. Again, the Colorado Rockies, 13-10. They were terrible this year. They may make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
St. Louis shouldn't be baseball. They should just forfeit all their games.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, again, you play games, everybody else is like doubled. You're not making them up. Don't give me this winning percentage bullshit.
I know.
You don't play half the games, then you get into the playoffs.
You definitely have to have a percentage of games in. I'm sorry. If you don't have
2/3 of the games.
Yeah. Well, and my point is, if you get there, then you're out. You're gone. If you're to a point where you can't play, then we even have you here for.
Right.
So, but once again, they set themselves up for this shit because they didn't make a bubble, because they didn't do this thing the right way. And what did they think was going to happen? So, I mean, it's messed up. I want my baseball, and we've had some good games, but it's...
I mean, the thing is, too, is the LA Angels, or again, Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, or whatever you want to call them, I don't know. Got the probably possibly still the best player in baseball with Mike Trout. Terrible.
They are.
They're terrible. Why'd you resign? I know it's a big market, dude. You're never going to win anything there.
No. Well, I mean, it's about the contract, right? I mean, it was the richest contract in baseball. That's what about real. Come on, man. Come on, man.
The bad side of the big contract.
You never know why somebody does anything. You just follow the money.
Dude, you're going to win across town and say, don't worry, I'll play for you the Dodgers there, man. At least they may win something this year on there. They're 18-7 on there, and they got with it on there. And plus, they haven't even got everybody pitching yet on there.
I know.
Houston's on there. They're going to be out of it. They're still throwing at the players, so...
Well, if I'm on any team, Houston, I want to kill them bitches. They cheated like a motherfucker, admitted it, and got nothing. Their fucking managers and shit got goated, lost their fucking careers, shit that they didn't even fucking do. Like, I'd be plunking anybody that came to fucking bat. Fuck that team. Fuck that team. And everybody on that team has rid of every single player that was on that squad. Fuck the Houston Astros.
Well, again, I mean, there's somebody posted a picture from the Yankees in 2008. Lo and behold, there's a camera just watching the signals.
Oh, you can fuck this from now till the end of time, as far as I'm concerned, because the douchebaggery they've had on that team and they continue to have on that team, and even in the ownership. Fuck that. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm very with my fucking hate for certain things. There's no doubt about that. So, yeah, I'm all, fuck Yankees, too.
But then you got the douchebaggery, the closer for the Dodgers, on there, basically bitching and moaning about the, Houston. Dude, you went to Reds at 18 and won a ring, and they didn't even do anything.
Right.
So don't give a shit, you hypocrite. I didn't know. Bullshit.
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 Of course you knew.
Oh, man. That's too fun. So, whatever. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. It's like, I don't even know what to say. I come on here and go, damn, about anything and anything.
Right.
And this shit's got me. I don't even know what to say. Whatever.
So,
anyway.
I mean, we got that.
But,
yes, don't give this crap about, who am I going to run here? Let's see here.
There's plenty of, it's like pro wrestling. There's like heels and baby faces in this whole
The Yankees have lost 7 times, and they've lost like 5 times to Tampa Bay. I'm going to Tampa, even though their stadium's terrible.
Yeah, right.
Minnesota, I'm going to root for.
Shoot.
Small market teams.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, sure. I'm just.
Oh, there it is.
There you go.
Short season.
Moneyball. Yep, Moneyball. Yeah. There you go. You're honest. No, I'm just rooting for some good play. I'm rooting for MLB to just get through the goddamn playoffs to a World Series, because to me it feels like they're doomed for failure here. And so, like, as far as rooting for a team goes for me, this has been almost impossible, because I'm just hoping that baseball stays.
Right.
And that's kind of what I'm rooting for, is just having games. And that's where I get mad. Maybe the teams because the ones that put that in jeopardy are the ones that piss me off. Right now, those are the teams I don't like, not because of who's on it or my affiliation or whatever to another team. I'm mad at teams because they're messing up my opportunity to watch more baseball. And a huge baseball fan, but we've been fucking jumping for sports for so long, and summer without baseball is kind of fucking weird. It's been a nightmare, and to be able to, even when the Tigers suck, to be able to put them on the radio and enjoy a little bit of normalcy when it comes to our Ronald summer.
Right.
I'm rooting for that, and so I think any team that does that, that's the time on my shit list that fucks that up. So, but as far as getting on board to team and like, okay, our team's not good, so what other team am I watching? You know what? Get me to the goddamn playoffs. Let's get to the playoffs and not let anybody with minimal outbreak at this point. Let's just get to the damn playoffs. Halfway there, and the first half, I have to say, has been more of a dinner than it's been a success. And so I just want to get to the end here. That's what I kind of feel like. It's like, are we gonna make it? And that's the biggest thing. A little watch it with us. We got the NBA now. What do we got? We got Dallas and the Clippers coming up.
Yes.
This game's gonna get up till fucking 1 o'clock in the morning, ain't it?
Bats.
Damn it. Although I love
5 hour energy. Here we go.
Oh, man.
So also NFL action going on there. Darius Geis is now being looked at, been accused of raping 2 co-eds while at issue. Why are we not shocked?
I was about to say, I mean,
dude strangled his girlfriend until she literally passed out.
That's so whack. It's just
And needless to say
crazy.
is the Washington Football Club basically immediately released them. Cowboys released what's his name? The defensive tackle. Oh crap! Because he tore ACL, but he signed a waiver so they could waive him immediately.
Jesus.
I mean, seriously.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's one of the things. It's the same thing with was it Gerald McCoy?
Gerald McCoy.
You know what I'm saying? You can't. Sorry, we gave you the deal, but
You get to keep your own ass. No.
Yeah, you're gone. We're not going to take over an injury. So that's the part about that's the dirty part about these football contracts, man. These NFL contracts. So it's like I feel bad for some of these cats, and it's just I don't even know what to say. But when you pay these cats so much money, you got to have an out sometimes, right? Because if you paid somebody some of the crazy contracts that they give, if they were all guaranteed, franchise would be crippled, So
No cheerleaders or mascots on the sidelines. So
that's all right.
that's all right.
I didn't pay attention to that anyway.
Do we even have a cheerleader?
Who? Detroit?
Lions.
No. I think
I
they did.
think we do
I think they did at one point.
I think they do, but nobody cares. And then
I thought they got rid of them for some reason.
No, they had them. They had the unofficial one, and then they actually got real cheerleaders. And with the stupid mascot Rory.
Well, yeah, that's
Get a real lion.
get a real lion. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll get a real lion,
Real lion.
and they'll.
Just loose on the other team's mascot. We'll win something. Just, what's the only thing going to beat them? If Buffalo gets a real buffalo? With again, ram. That's lunch.
So that's gonna be the new thing. We'll just have the mascots battle it out at halftime.
That's right. Packers, we can take them out. Vikings, we can take it out. Bear, have it tough.
It depends on what kind of bear. If it's a black bear, you're supposed to stick your hands up in the air and go, yeah, and then scare them.
Seriously?
Then you're supposed to play dead, I think.
You're supposed to knock the guy down to running.
So well, you always have to be.
What they
faster.
said is, don't knock the guy down. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna knock the guy down because I'm not faster than him. So I've got to basically get the quick start, knock their ass down, and then kick them into the head. And while they're like stunned, I can get away. Love you, but tough. I need
As a survivor. It's all about survival.
It's all me living.
Oh man, that's silly. Little 2-0 Dallas over L.A. Now I know L.A. won that first game, but Porzingis doesn't fall out. That might be a different thing. This series is going 7 games.
Oh yeah,
I think it's going to go 7 games. I still like the Clippers, but whew, I think this could go 7 games. It's the same thing with the Portland
stepped on
L.A.
the line.
I've seen all that. I wonder if and I thought it was just kind of goofy But I wonder if the paint line we kind of complained about early actually have an effect on some of these guys, where they're not seeing it, the red line as well. Because I've seen a lot of that being already, like, being out of bounds when they get their hands on the ball. And it's like,
Right.
and, I'm wondering if that not having that deep color sideline going so far, if they're not catching it.
And then also that glare.
Yeah, it does have a sheen to it that's kind of like, ooh. But, I mean, there's been, a little bit of a cumbersome start, but the NBA, there's been some really games.
Swish.
There's been really good games, other than the one we just watched a few minutes ago.
But actually, we didn't care because we don't like Philly.
Yeah, well, and this is kind of what we expected because they just can't get it together. It feels like no matter what, just no matter what, it just doesn't seem like they can get it together. I don't know. It's crazy. But anyway. 0-for-3. Oh, no. Up 5-0 is Dallas. This is going to be, like I said, this will be a problem for the Clips if they get too far behind. I think it's hard to come back on a team like the Mavs because they play all, they do all that like work and stuff. So you don't want to get down 20 points.
Boom.
Another for threes. That poor thing.
Yep.
Guy's a some bitch. It's just hard, man. It's 8-0 like that fast, and so this can be an issue for the Clippers if they don't watch it. That's why I think this will go 7, just because of that kind of stuff. Look at that brick. So you got 9 minutes left in the first. You're minutes in here, and the Clippers don't. They look lost, and they're down by 8. And I'm surprised foul there.
Drive to the basket.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. If you're not shots, you got to. There you go. They finally got one in there. You got to drive to the basket, make something happen. But there you go. So we'll watch it with us, guys. Hope you're enjoying the game and everything going on. But
we'll ever see is anybody out there actually going to be to do fantasy football this year?
Well, that was going to be my thing. And I figure we get more to it as we get closer to the season. But that's going to be a fall this year, because I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to probably lighten up your rules a little bit as far as your waiver wire and moving guys around, because that COVID list is going to be a real thing.
That's the thing, is going to be something on there. Well, we'll have the normal on there, but it's just like what you haven't watched any preseason, so you don't know how anybody's looking. We guess you guys switch teams. They're looking. You got to go by. Okay, well, what are they saying? That's all. Because again,
to me, the preseason tell me shit anyway.
No, but for like
I ever used the preseason. My very first year playing, I never ever even considered the preseason. Never.
Game 3, the only thing I looked at was on is that's usually when they play a half. And
I never did. Because
but guys, look at you look at how's Brady going to be looking. Certain guys out there on there, and again, I'm going to say this, and I hate to say this because I love the guy on there. I'm staying away from Drew Brees. Dude's 40. Look what he did last year. When he came back in there, he was not the same player. Guy can't throw downfield. Yeah, you get Michael Thomas. He great. He catches 150 balls sheer volume wise. But if you look at that,
I kind of disagree. I wouldn't necessarily. I'd still take Breeze over probably Brady, because he's going to system. He's going to. Dude,
I'm not touching Brady either.
When's the last time that guy played in fucking place like Tampa all time? Never in his career was he ever in a tropical
Who's
going
to protect him? He has no offensive line.
I mean, and then he's got Gronk. He doesn't have Gronk. He's got like dad bod Gronk.
Yeah, again, I think, but he does, again, for the other receivers, you've got Mike Evans and Godwin.
Yeah, but Mike Evans is a deep threat.
Right.
Brady is not a deep threat.
Right. They say this, but again, if you look at the Saber metrics on there, he does one of the better deep balls. Problem is, he doesn't throw them all the time, and that's the whole thing is with Bruce Arians' system, deep ball. I'm not touching it either.
No, it ain't gonna work. That shit ain't gonna work.
Whatever
Arians did before is gonna have to change.
Right.
And Brady has a good deep ball, but that's because he throws 2 a game.
Right.
That's it. He's checked down Charlie.
He's quick release, get the ball there because I don't want to get hit.
Yeah, it's early reads, it's making the right decision quick, and I don't want to.
Ronald Jones is terrible, so I'm not. I mean, come on, he's not James White.
So to me, you're going to be playing those games, but once again, who do you got? Phillip Rivers is starting out there, right? I mean, one of these starters, and tell me who you got. Are you going to Tam? Are you going to trust Cam's going to start? Who's your boy in Washington? You gonna trust
Glenn
him?
Haskins?
Oh, yeah. Are you gonna trust him? And okay, how about in Cleveland? You gonna trust your boy Mayfield now?
Baker?
After last year?
I think they're gonna run the ball more.
I think he'll be better than last year, but he ain't gonna be like his rookie year.
I mean,
are you going to take him? So who do you got? Once you get past Lamar Jackson and a couple of these other guys, dude, once you get past the top 3 to 5 quarterbacks, who are you confident in?
Right.
All of a sudden, Stafford with his broken ass back is going to be worth something.
Of all the old ones, then Matt Ryan. Because you still got Julio, you still got Calvin.
But you're going to use him as a second quarterback because if he goes on the road, he's going to shit the bed.
Oh, that's true.
So you only want to play him during home games.
I mean, you're looking at it as on here. You're going to have to trust on here. I do believe Jared Goff for a lower end guy is going to be pretty decent on here. Wentz if he's healthy, but Kyler Murray's I think is a bit dud.
I mean, you're going to get. I mean,
because again,
and Lamar Jackson and
Sean Watson, I'm not touching because he's lost Hopkins.
Everything else is going to go down. Well, that's the whole thing. It's not a Deshaun Watson thing. It's a Texans thing there.
Because
I mean, they just
Bill
take
O'Brien,
away.
Bill O'Brien, the coach, should punch Bill O'Brien.
I mean, I would kick him right in the ding ding. Stupid.
Because if I'm Deshaun Watson, dude, out of here with that one as soon as I'm gone.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Dak Prescott's going to have a monster year because I do love their draft on there.
Yeah, but you know what it is? He's going to have a monster year for no fucking reason because they're just going to franchise him again.
Right.
They're just going to franchise him again. So, and I don't think Dak can have a monster season, to be honest. I don't think he's capable. For him, he'll have a good season.
Well, he had 400 yards passing last year.
Dude, 4,000 is what you get just putting on your fucking jersey. I mean, nowadays, 4,000, if you don't get to 4,000, you're not.
But then I think they got what you got Amari Cooper, and you got CeeDee Lamb, who's I think is going to be probably one of the better receivers out there with there. Again, Derek Carr, I think will have a better year because he's got a legitimate threat there.
What are you talking about? They're not even talking about him. They're talking about Mariota.
Oh, Mariota, then forget it.
Mariota is in place to maybe get out and fight. Are you listening to Gruden talk? I mean, he's preferring oral fellatio on this motherfucker like shit. He's all in on him. So why? So much so that Carr came out, he feels disrespected. Now, he wasn't specifically saying that it is his team. How that when you hear Gruden talking about Mariota and how good he is and the things he can do with his feet.
Well, it's the same way they were talking about Justin Herbert looking at the Chargers. Dude, Justin Herbert's never excited me at all.
No.
Again, do you draft that running back to the first draft? Or do you wait till grabbing again? Maybe go at that top running quarterback right there. If you can get Lamar Jackson or Mahomes, and it's you're sitting at pick 6 or 7, jump it.
What are you gonna do? You pick somebody at the top of your draft, and 2 weeks in, they're going home because of a COVID situation or family situation or other health
handcuff, man.
I mean, dude, you can take. It's the same thing with sports. We do our pick'ems. It's going to be a fucking disaster this year, Moose. Like, we talk all the time. We always joke, opposite, and you'll be good with us. You'll do well. When we do our pick'ems and stuff. This year, when we do our pick'ems, dude, it's going to be a freaking debacle. Watch. We're going to look. It's gonna be silly.
It's going to be, I think, fantasy, again, if I was getting into like a daily fee, like on here, DraftKings and it, oh, hell no.
Dude, I almost prefer that because at least the next day you could change it up. Because it's a season-long thing. They're going to be on fire, baby, because you can change it every day. It's the long-term fantasy football that's going to be an issue because you got to put somebody on the waiver.
Even if they get it through a season, we could be there, right. And it's like halfway through the season, we're shutting down.
Well, that's my whole thing. It's the same thing with baseball.
Don't be too excited about it.
It was the same with baseball. Like, I just want to get to the fucking season. Like, I can't even concentrate on, what team I'm following or what I like or whatever. I'm just absorbing the sounds and the sights that I can find and I can get. And then I'm just hoping we get to a playoff and a possible World Series, praying. And football is like my thing. So it's like my favorite sport in the whole damn world. So, yeah, I want it to happen. And I'm worried that it won't. And Clippers are getting their asses handed to them at the moment. 15-6 by Dallas. Although we got a 3-point opportunity for Lou Williams here, and he hit it. So I'm with 8. But Yeah, so I mean, if you're in the so our fantasy football thing, when we get into that this year, it's really that's when football season comes in. Like you guys are all over us, and we're having a good time, and we're making pick'ems, and we're doing fun stuff, and and you see Scrappy Damas once in a while, and nice. But this year is going to be way different.
Yes.
You know, the only Scrappy Damas you're going to get is the one that told you college football wasn't happening before even. So that's as close to Scrappy Down we're going to get. The pick'ems are going to be a damn nightmare. Fantasy football is going to be crazy. I really
Count
think
the basket? Nope.
I really think the daily fantasy will take off. So we'll see. That's an one. That's an
It
one.
should.
Yeah, that's an one. That's bullshit. If they didn't the basket.
He was in the air when he.
Oh yeah, he was in the motion. He was driving.
I
the
did
basket.
count it.
Okay, I was gonna say. If they didn't, that'd have been some bullshit.
Bullshit.
That's some bullshit. Oh, jeez. So, I don't know. I would just like to see something. Something. Oh, we'll see if we get through this season or not, but I hope they can.
So here locally, here in the state, can actually shut down fall too as well. And they're going to try to spring. You're not going to do spring football.
You're not going to do it. It's just to appease the people that are upset. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing. You want all this shit from like blowing up? They could have just They could have just said, you know what? We'll hold off for a couple weeks, and then wait till the last minute and say we're going to spring, and then wait till the last minute and say nope, we'll suspend it till the next year. That's how they should have handled it, because that minimizes all this bullshit that we're dealing with now.
Or then got a 12-page letter like that.
No, you don't need to do all that shit. Does anybody read that fucking letter? No. Nobody reads that motherfucker. They listen to some idiot on the radio like you and me to tell them what that letter says. And then it's interpreted by that fucking idiot, and it isn't exactly
right.
You know what I'm saying? No, nobody that shit. You don't need that 12-page. You just come out and say, you know what? We're going to wait it. We got a little bit of time. We're very hopeful. We're hopefully optimistic that we'll be able to get a season in, but safety is of the utmost importance. That's what they should have said. And well, they're not going to have it. That's what they should have said. And then when it came up, they weren't going to get it. They come up and say, okay, well, due to the COVID, due to the health regulations, due to the information that we got, we decided that we're going to suspend it until spring, and we'll wait and see how that goes. And hopefully, we're once again, hopefully optimistic that we'll be able to have a spring season instead. And in the meantime, we'll work on how we can make that possible. And then shut your goddamn mouth until it comes up, and then you can't do it. And you say, for concerns, the information of now, we cannot have the season. That's how you handle it. One paragraph, 2 fucking times. Not 12 pages. Not fucking doing it weeks too early or 3 weeks too early. None of that shit. That's how you handle it. It's super simple. They should know this shit. Why the fuck do you think certain places don't put out negative news until Friday at 4 o'clock?
Right.
Because they don't want it to run that whole news cycle.
Tigers are up 3-1.
Nice. So they don't want it to be run fresh, and they want it to die over the weekend news cycle, lack of news cycle. So why wouldn't they use that same premise when putting this out? So if I'm going to have a beef with the Big Ten and the Pac-12 and whatever and whoever, it's going to be because of the way they handled it as far as to the public. You know, when you disseminate things to the public, you know why we'll never know that there are fucking aliens in this world and that the government knows about it? You know why they'll never tell us that shit? The same fucking reason right here. We lost our mind when we said we weren't going to play football because people are having health issues because of it and because of the road. And people lost their fucking mind. We couldn't handle that kind of information, right? And that's kind of how that's how I would handle this situation. I would treat it like the populace is so hungry and so thirsty and wants this so bad that they just can't handle what I'm going to tell them. And so now I've got to wait until there's no other option, until there's no choice. And then I have to find a way to make it as soft of a landing as possible. And I just don't feel they did that. And so that's why you have this situation. They put themselves in a situation, they could have avoided it and still got what they wanted. And if I know that, and I'm dumber to bag hammers, how the fuck, with all these people with degrees, and don't know this shit? I don't fucking get it. I just don't get it. 313-307-5340. This line is open. Yes, guys, we're back for the regular season. Beer Can Dan, thank you. It's the first I've heard from you since we've gotten back. Yes. We are back. We're going to hang out for the rest of the season until y'all get sick of us or sports goes away again. But right now, we're on full tilt, man. Glad to have you back, and thanks for chiming in. Unnamed texter. I have a feeling that that the NFL is going to have a shortened season some way, whether they don't make it to the playoffs or if they have to take a break and bump it or if they just cut games down. Maybe I don't know. It's all really good. They're only a few weeks away, so it's really these next few weeks how they handle things and what they're going to do is going to tell the tale. And then how responsible are these guys? Are they doing what they're supposed to do? And can you trust them outside the bubble? Because you noticed in baseball, though it's been a disaster, most of the players on most of the teams doing what they're supposed to do, and it's not an issue. But most doesn't get it done, right? It's got to be everybody. So I find it hard that NFL will have that edge over the MLB in the fact that guys will all. I just don't see that being the case. So I'm with you on there could be some kind of truncated season, or maybe they take a break, or maybe a team's I don't know, like what if a team can't compete? With baseball, they're doing a win percentage. Could that be a situation that comes up in NFL where they say, okay, this team can't compete? I don't know if they're going to make that forfeit.
Or is it going to be more of an MLS team where you just say, too many guys just go home?
Yeah, and then they relegate a team to being gone. I mean, that could happen too. So I'm very curious. I think, though, if this is what's going to happen, if you're going to lose games, you're at the front end or you're going to lose them at the back end. I don't see where they're going to stop and restart. They're either gonna motor through this thing and or they're gonna
Well, the one thing is what you got the NFL is they've got basically they're making it very punitive if you break the parameters on it.
Yeah, basically, like their protocol. Yeah,
protocol. So if you're out clubbing, blackball, you don't get your money and you're probably not going to play anymore.
Well, you're not going to anymore that year. I get that. But for teams that for players would probably opt out anyway. That's what's going to happen. If you put those kind of things in there, they'll just opt out. Right. And the NFL is going to give these guys some of that money. And they're just going to take it off the cap.
Right.
So do that and then see who opts out. Because I'm telling you right now, if it's going to be punitive for me to one of your arbitrary rules, I'm opting out and taking what money I can get and staying home.
Right. Well,
you're looking entirely different. You could be a version of the XFL this year if you do something like that.
You've had something like 60-something guys opt out. Said we're not playing.
Right. I mean, and I think that will even grow more if they start talking about punishing you for breaking protocol. Because they if you break protocol in the NBA, you get quarantined.
Right.
They don't boot you. They quarantine you for 4 days. You get tested, and then they get you back on the field, and then they'll fine you, I'm sure. And then if there's a problem and you're a habitual offender, then they have to let you go because it's a safety issue. And I think that's kind of how the NFL is going to have to handle it, because I mean, you can't have a zero tolerance with that kind of shit when you did nothing in safety protocol.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to have a zero tolerance on you going and you doing whatever. But in the meantime, you've put nothing in place to make us safe, because you got us traveling. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. So I just don't know how you're going to do that. Like I said, it feels like because the NFL's not telling us anything, it feels like they have no plan.
No, they don't. And they've had the longest time to get ready.
Right.
I mean, the NBA, look what the NBA and the NHL did on it. Again, and we say again, believe it or not, those are the two best plans out there. And again, Silver's got the best, right now is commissioner.
Well, and the NBA had no problem dropping $150 million to put this ball together.
Right.
And now they break wide and do the same thing. They make.
What you hear about people laughing about, oh, look at the ratings on their dude. It's summertime. It's August. People are on vacation. People are watching. But again, they don't even count as how many people are watching streaming-wise. Nielsen ratings don't mean shit anymore.
Well, and this is the whole thing. It's the numbers are up. If you look at all the platforms and you look at everything, the numbers are up.
If you look at total on there, you just can't go buy Nielsen ratings because it doesn't take into account all the different platforms and all the different streaming devices that you can do now, too. I mean, I've got a Roku stick. I'm streaming it.
Right.
So the Nielsen's don't count. I don't count in the Nielsen ratings.
Well, and the whole thing is most people are kind of doing that right now. So it's not even like that. And from what I understand, the TV aren't bad anyway.
No, they're good.
They're
especially
up.
this time of year and that. With it, just with it, it's just another reason where some people on there. I forgot to bring up earlier too. Appalachian State, who plays in some who's going to play. They had second day. These kids are back at school. 7 players tested positive and 4 coaches.
Yeah, I mean,
They shut down practice immediately.
and we already covered in the first hour what happened at University at North Carolina.
Right. Wait till you get all these kids coming that got back to school. They went to the parties there, Alabama, and all that too.
In Wayne State, my daughter's a senior at Wayne State. Remote learning, no sports. No contact things. She doesn't even take her martial arts classes there. It's all going to be remote learning. Like I told you, I was on campus at University of Toledo, and no, nobody's coming there. No one's going to be on campus until at the very earliest January 10th, and that's only Holy. Guys, it's you can whine and you can complain, you can say whatever, but these are all the people, once again, that aside this virus. If you're not politicizing this virus and you're looking from a strictly health standpoint, then you understand why you cannot put kids in campuses and why you cannot have these kids playing sports. When you got to stop it. Stop it. Stop looking at the pros and saying that college kids can play. Stop looking at the pros and saying that your high school can play. Stop. You look foolish, you're selfish, and you asshole. Just stop. I can't say it any
we got
clearer.
the high school on there was like we're they're talking about whether or not they're going to be able to swim in that. And one thing is you can do social distancing swimming, and trust me, nobody shows up to swim meets.
Right.
I hate to say it, but like volleyball, I don't know if they'll do volleyball. I don't think they can do volleyball.
This is my take. If you're an athlete, or if you're a high school, especially you can't have any of those sports. You can't tell, basketball they can't play, and then tell swimming that they can.
Right.
You just can't do it. So it's just done. Everything that falls in this calendar time frame is done. It's 1 year till we can get a grip on what we're dealing with. When there's an antivirus, when there's improved testing and improved therapy, and we have a better understanding about this virus, mutates and it changes, and we gain more information on it, that's the only thing that is going to make this thing work, is to fucking get the information. And why is all people? Well, the doctors don't know shit. They tell you one thing, they tell you something else the next day. It's not. Do you understand? Did you fall asleep in science class? Because in 6th grade science class, they taught us this thing called the scientific method. Okay, and you hear words like hypothesis, and theory, and control, and all these different things, right? And those terms are part of the scientific method, where you put out a theory and you test your hypothesis, and then you get answers. That's how this works. That's why the shit changes.
Right.
So what they do is what they know from infectious disease, since they know nothing about corona when this first started, so they apply the knowledge they know about infectious disease, and then they become overcautious, and they tell you to be overcautious, and that's the avenue we take. As we learn more and we try more theories and we work our hypothesis up with more answers, then it changes what we fucking do. It's that simple. This will all change. How we handle this will all change as the scientific method develops more and more and more. So stand the fuck down and let's get this figured out. And then we'll be able to find a way effectively, safely, in a way that we can continue to have our sports and actually have them. Because just really there is a recipe for disaster, and this thing could be all blow up. It's going to all blow up in your face. It's not could. It blew up in MLB's face. It's not a could. It's not a matter of if. It's a matter of when. And so we got to stop with that stuff. Now, once again, stop comparing student athletes and to fucking professionals. It's not. It's in no high school or college or conference in a college is going to drop $150 million and to make it a bubble for a bunch of kids that will not fucking stay.
No.
Because if you put kids in a bubble, they're not coming.
Nope.
They're not going to do it. So it's just stop with that. But be sensible. And you can be upset. I'm upset. You should be upset. You should be upset at how this whole thing's been handled from the get-go and where it's led us to now. That'd be upset about. Not at the universities because they're taking precautions to save and protect your fucking kids. When those coaches that are out there screaming they want to fucking play because they need their goddamn paycheck came into your fucking living room and promised your fucking parents that they take care of your fucking kids, that's a lie. That's a fucking bold-faced lie because they want them on the field.
Right.
So remember that shit. Just remember, think about that shit. That's that coach that drove 1,000 miles to recruit a kid and sat in the living room and said to his parents that he would take care of his fucking students and that he would teach them to be men and that he would look out for their well-being while they're at the university was a motherfucking liar. If he is Saban, you're a fucking liar because you want these fools to fucking play football when you know it's not safe.
Exactly.
What you said to those parents was a fucking lie. Think about that. And just on that level, enough should be enough.
Because your kids are not going to lose their eligibility.
No,
they're going to get on there. They're going to have to figure something out.
They're not going to lose their scholarship. They're not going to lose their eligibility.
They're going to expand the scholarship on there for 1 year because again, this is an extenuating circumstance. They're going to do that. While they're with, again, actually, it's turning into a pretty good game because now the Mavericks only got a 4-point lead.
Good. I like it.
So, but yeah, you're looking on there, and again, trust me, there's 5 weeks on there. Things are going to blow up, and there's not going to be an NFL season. I mean, I've talked to people out there, and I actually talked to, again, a friend of mine who's the soccer coach at Lawrence Tech, and he says there's no way they're going to have a season.
No, yeah, there's no. And
he says they'll get maybe, again, they may at best get 2 games.
Yeah.
At best.
Yeah, it's not even worth it. Why go through the experiment?
Right.
It doesn't make sense. So, yeah, they're going to have it. They shouldn't have it. And anybody that's all mad is crazy. And now you got these commercials for extra large, extra pepperoni, shakaronis, and we have a goddamn national pepperoni shortage. What the fuck?
Bastards.
It doesn't make any sense. I got pepperoni on my pizza yesterday, though, so.
Sausage is a reasonable substitute.
Did you see the sausage crust pizza?
No.
There's a recipe for a sausage crust pizza. Sausage crust pizza? Like the cheese stuffed crust pizza? No, the sausage is the crust.
What kind of an abomination is that?
It sounds amazing. I don't care. It sounds fucking amazing. I don't need that bread. I'm trying to cut the carbs. Give me a sausage fucking crust. Italian sausage crust.
I haven't had pizza in about 3 weeks, and I'm starting to jones.
Oh yeah, I'm killing you over here.
Because again, I'm not doing fucking Little Caesars. Ain't happening.
No, that's shit. She does Hungry Howie's, and I'm not even a fan. I like the Jets. I like the Detroit deep dish.
Yes.
I like to go to the high end places like Louis and Green Lantern, where you get the real good thick square deep dish Detroit style pizzas. Those are the best on the planet. I've had New York style. I've had the Chicago thin crust. I've had all that shit. I'm a pizza connoisseur. I spent 8 years in a pizza industry, and I still ate pizza every fucking day. Still can eat pizza every fucking day, and it will not. And I will not
Remember,
hesitate on
bad
that.
pizza is like bad sex. It's still pretty damn good.
It's still great. Still pretty amazing.
Except for Little Caesars.
Yes. Well, that's cardboard.
Yes.
So that's a little bit different. But yeah. So Detroit deep dish is the greatest pizza on earth, and so I like it. I like it a lot. See, look at social distancing. Got the masks on, even though everybody's been tested and still tested, and they're not letting their guard down. And I feel that there's no way that like in a college dorm or sports situation that these cats can not let their guard down after a while.
Because
especially
again,
the
you look at
young
it's just
people.
the sheer dynamics too of like college football. It's like you've got 85 scholarship athletes. And probably another 15 to 20 walk-ons.
Right.
There's no way you can maintain
I just
the
don't
bubble
think so.
for them. And plus, how many coaches and trainers and equipment managers.
I'm with you. I just don't see how you do it.
That you can maintain all that.
Yeah, I just don't see how you can
So
do it.
you're going to
either.
maintain the bubble, and you have 2 teams playing, and you're going to have, roughly 250 to 300 people? Yeah. No way. No way.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Again, it's just common sense dictates.
It should. You're right.
The
It
problem is
should.
it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to. But
And again, certain fan bases on there and again, you try to argue, you try to debate with them and have again an intelligent debate. No, they're not hearing you.
well, and I'm on here. And I'm a blowhard and all that stuff. And he's like, you think you know everything. Well, no, I admittedly openly admitted that I'm a fucking idiot. But we're that's what the entertainment part of this is like us just saying what we got to say in this crazy way and kind of go over. But I mean. Yeah, if you just use some kind of like logic, we're not smarter than the other guy, and our opinion isn't better than the next, or we don't know a thing and all that stuff. But we're just going with the evidence that's in front of us, and I don't know what to say. I mean, it is what it is. Like we're in a situation here, we didn't make it, we didn't create it. We're all stuck in it together, and so I let's be responsible and get through it. And I just feel like. Some of these leagues have been smart about it in the NHL, in the NBA, but not so much in the others. So, with all that, we haven't talked much hockey. In the NBA is doing the NHL impression with 8s beating 1s.
Yeah.
But what in the NHL, what upsets? And I've got this in the text. Do you see any ups this year coming up? What upset? I don't know if I see anything. I think this is almost a chalk. It feels like a chalk year for the first time in a long time for the NHL. It feels like a chalk year. And thank you, Kevin. Thank you for that.
That might be on there is a chalk year. Will be maybe as the Blues and the Canucks, because the Blues are tied 2-2 with the Canucks on there, and that might be the only one looking at there right now. Because again. Boston won theirs. They're already up on there. The Golden Knights have already won their. They took care of the college. Yeah. They took care of.
And they're playing great. So you better watch out for them.
Yeah, I mean you look at that too on there. And again, Lightning took care of the Blue Kids. And then again, Canadians are. Flyers are up 3-1 in the games, but they're losing today 3-2. So that might be one to be interesting on there.
Dallas stretched that out to 15 points that quick.
Crap.
They went on like a 9-0 run. And, that was a rough foul right there. Damn. They got to start calling flagrants on that shit? I mean, look at that. I mean, I'm cool with all the rough, that's the way we grew up balling like that. But
that's 80s ball.
Yeah, but they just don't, he went and picked them up. They just don't, that shit doesn't fly as much anymore. So, but yeah, look at that. The Clippers were within 4. They're reviewing it, so they might be calling that a flagrant. They were within 4, and it stretched stretched that out to 15 real quick.
But yeah, this might be one of those weird years there where the number ones will get through, no problem with it, and lower the A seed or whatever on it because how they get the round robin and all that with it on there, but. Right now, it's like again. I said the Bruins are playing out Sting on there. They took care of the Hurricanes 4-1. Lightning can score, but I think defense and goaltending wise, I think definitely but again, freaking Vegas, man.
I'm telling you, dude, on fire, baby. I don't know what to say. They're on fire.
Them and the way the Avalanche been playing pretty good.
I would say Colorado. Yeah, I haven't seen a Colorado play like that since the Red Wings rivalry.
And then we got the passing of Dale Hawerchuk yesterday, age 57 of cancer. So,
that's terrible.
Long-term Buffalo Sabre and Winnipeg Jet out there with it. So, and again, we'll talk about that on it. But yeah, I mean, this is one of those years where the NHL too. You had game going on all freaking just glorious. I mean, again,
if you're a sports fan right now, you can't get enough. Like, I got a tablet on, and I got a TV on, and I got, like, the radio on, and like just a little baseball game on, and then I got the hockey game on the tablet, and the basketball game on the fucking televition.
I'm looking at the scores on there, hard to pay attention on there because again, with work on there, I'm so damn busy right now.
Yeah, I am too.
With it, but I'll look on and say, what's the score? What's the score? On there. So
well, that's what sucks about these early games, right? These 1:00 games. It's like you can't really watch them. You got to keep scoreboard watching. So that's the only thing I think.
Gee, it would be nice if we had a radio station here locally that could just broadcast the games.
Well, we've run. Okay, so we have essentially one talk radio station here. It's the same station. They got an FM dial and an AM dial. and they basically have run everybody else out of town. And anybody with any talent, they've gotten rid of. Tiki off the market. Dan Patrick off the market. On and on and on. Gone. And you get nothing. ESPN radio gone off the market. We had another sports talk thing, and then they turned it in Black Information Radio, which is fine. But we have like 1,000,001 rock stations. Could you have taken one of those?
Right.
Well, like
how many oldie stations do we really need?
Like Doug Podell is the program director for 4 fucking rock stations. He plays the same 6 songs on all 4 fucking stations. Okay, make one of those the Black Information Network. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am so fucking sick of hearing the same 3 Ted Nugent songs. I could fucking hang myself. It's stupid. So, you know, they've slowly taken away all our sports on this in this market. Radio market for sports talk is absolute fucking garbage. And Mike Valenti wants to talk about how, we're rated #1 because there's fucking nobody else.
Right.
There isn't. They run everybody out of town.
Well, back in the day, I mean, if DFN should have made that jump to FM dial way back, and they did.
And I think that's what cost them.
That killed them in the end.
Yep.
It was a slow pain path.
And now they're the fucking Black Information Network,
Right.
which is fine.
Yeah.
They need to have that.
Right.
But could put it on the FM dial and put it on one of them God stations that play the same fucking songs. Because you have fucking 4 stations or 5 stations that all have the same format of the same 10 songs. What's the fucking point?
Okay, give us a chance. We can watch their language. Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, I will for you.
Yes.
Sure. But sure. We just not to here. No, we used to. Remember?
Yeah.
We used to make it family friendly, so you could have it on the kids' room and no big deal. And it's turned into like, why? What's the point? Let's just have fun with this crap.
It's good. Probably outcuss me now.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens. Our kids get older and we don't even care anymore. Son of a bitch. We've asked, people have been asking, so I'm going to get into it. Been super busy, but yes, we'll start clipping the show into smaller clips and putting them on YouTube like that for you. I apologize. I know you guys are just trying to find certain things. You don't want to, you guys don't always want to catch the full 2 hours. You just want to get some highlights. We will start doing that to the YouTube channel. Guys, we're on Twitch now, so if you're a Twitch into that thing, you can check us out there. Studio 57 Radio across the board. On social media and such. So please, tell a friend, spread the word, come hang out with us. We're going to have some fun. We're going to goof around, and we'd love to have you be a part of it. We'd love to have your voice be a part of it. This is your show. This is your ship. We're just steering the motherfucker. So come on in, tell us how to do this thing, and we'll have some fun. Next week, more debauchery. Why? Because there's sports, and more frickin' sports. Thank frickin' God we can get away from and we talked about too much Rona this week, hey guys? So next week, we'll try to stay away from the Rona talk. We'll definitely stay away from the politics talk. We'll get your mind off all the negative and try to stay positive and have fun with sports. You do the same, and we'll get all Bill and Ted, man. Be excellent to each other. Love you guys.
Peace out, brothers.
Peace. Listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.